My name is Robert Hatcher. This is for my Korean and Vietnam War class, the summer B term 2015. My professor is Rob Ritchie. And this is one of my really good friends, Mr. Ron Cole, who I'll be interviewing today. Ron, can we start out by what branch of the service were you in Korea?
The United States Army.
All right. And what was your rank and job?
I was an artillery ballistic meteorologist at E4, Spec 4.
Okay. And what years were you deployed to Korea?
1963.
Okay, you spent a full year there?
No.
No?
Yeah, all but a few days.
All but a
spent
couple.
from January through November.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you remember what it was like when you first arrived in Korea? Like what your feelings were, what it looked like?
The feelings were it was the coldest place I'd ever seen in my life, because in January when I got there, and snow was deep. And, you know, I just got off the plane and in barracks, and had to then wait for somebody to come get me from the company I was going to.
Oh, kind of like a holding area until they came and got you. Oh, okay. So your first thought was, it's freezing.
It's cold.
It's cold. So when you did get to your unit, your company, what was your unit's mission, or what was y'all's job while stationed in Korea?
Okay, we were in a it had target acquisition battalion, and we had forward observers for artillery. We had communications people, and we had weather people, which I was in. And we had two methods of getting the weather information. One was the old-fashioned way with a theodolite and reading it and trying to follow a balloon.
Oh, okay.
The other way was with an electronic system that tracked the balloon.
Okay.
And it was not working a whole lot of the time.
So it was always the old way of doing it.
Most of the time it was, yeah.
All right. Now, with your mission there, the almost full year you spent there, do you think your unit completed the mission, or you did what you were function that you were meant to do?
Yeah.
Did y'all
We
complete it?
did. We provided weather information for all of the artillery people coming from the Philippines and other places into Korea for their annual training tests.
Okay.
So we supplied to all. Let me back up just a little bit. There were a lot of artillery there, all zeroed in on targets in North Korea. Surveyed in, probably.
Yeah.
And the only thing they changed on those cannons was the weather data.
Really?
So every day we got on the radio and put out a metro report, meteorological report, so they could go out, change their settings, and if they would stay, hopefully stay zeroed in.
Zeroed in on their
Yeah,
targets.
so that was our mission, and yes, we fulfilled that very well.
Okay, so y'all would do the weather reporting and all for the artillery pieces, pretty much already zeroed in on their targets
Correct.
of North Korea in case they
Correct.
needed to
Correct.
let them go, right?
Yeah. We were stationed north of the 38th parallel, which everybody assumes is the
North?
is the dividing line between north
Right.
and south, but it isn't totally. We were north of it, and north of us was impact area for artillery.
Oh, okay.
And they were shooting over our head most of the time.
So they were actually firing at you while you were
Over our head.
over your head?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we were pretty safe, I think, because I don't think the North Koreans were going to go in there with all that artillery falling out there.
Right, right.
Us, the South Korean Army, was firing into the same impact area.
General area?
They, of course, even today have not signed anything other than a ceasefire, so.
Right, still active.
So they're still there at war.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, so my next question was going to be, did you ever, get up to the 38th parallel, which you answered that because you were actually north of the 38th parallel.
Correct. Yes, as a matter of fact, when we were going up, when we crossed it, there was a sign saying 38th parallel. I asked the Jeep driver, because I had been down at the reception place for 4 or 5 days before they could get anybody down there to pick me up. And I asked him, I said, did that sign say 38th parallel? He kind of chuckled. He said, yeah. He said, we're north of where everybody thinks the ceasefire line is. And he said, we got several miles to go yet.
I bet you were wondering, like, where are y'all taking me?
I don't want to go up there, I don't think.
It's like, I thought I was stationed in South Korea,
Yeah.
not North Korea. In general, did you get leave and things like that to kind of go in town?
Yeah.
What did you think of, like, the Korean people, their infrastructure, or, generally how they felt about U.S. troops? Did you?
The local villages, you didn't see too much resentment, I don't think. They generally welcomed us because we spent money, and they were very poor, and particularly up where I was. It was a small village, and that was about the only place to go. So,
That was about the only place you could get to. Huh?
Yeah, off post. We
Right.
had a FedEx and things like that we could go to, but if you were going to leave and go someplace on leave, that's where you had to go. Most of our leaves were not overnight. You had to be back by midnight or something like that, but you could go down there and interact with other kinds of troops. There were some infantry close by, and artillery. I was in the artillery all the time I was in there, and never even put my hand on a cannon.
Oh, really?
That's right.
You're too.
Never even had anywhere I was stationed, in fact.
Huh.
Except at Fort Sill where I took my training. They had some there, but we didn't go around them.
Right. Well,
So,
all right. Well, what made you decide? I guess I might have should have asked it earlier. But what made you decide the Army out of all the other different
I
branches?
didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, they drafted me.
Oh, so you were drafted into
Yes,
the Army.
I was.
Oh, okay.
I had no choice.
They called you up and you had to go,
That's
right?
right.
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Ron, I think that's all the questions that I had. Other than, do you have one fond memory of something that happened over there that it just sticks out in your mind of, funny or serious, or just one thing that sticks out to you about your time in Korea?
No. We did have a new warrant officer come in that had been there during the shooting war. And he asked me, could I drive? And I told him, sure. Well, let me back up. I do have one funny one.
All right.
They sent me down. We used a lot of hydrogen and helium for balloons.
Right.
And when a shipload would come in, we'd get the word and we'd go down in a 2.5-ton truck and get all we could get on it. And if we got got back in time, we'd make a second run because we were always running out. And it was dangerous to generate it. They had these canisters that you could put in water and generate the gas. But it was dangerous. It was highly explosive. And that was not as explosive. And so they sent me down there the first time with another driver just to ride and learn how. And the next time we came, that they got a ship in, they sent me down by myself. And I was merely going down in Seoul, inside the city limits. I was merely going down the left turn lane. I mean the left lane, not marked left turn. And I went through 3 or 4 lights, and then turned left, and an MP stopped me.
You got pulled over in Seoul.
I did. I still got the ticket. He says, you've been driving in the left lane and you've been through 3 or 4 lights. I said, yeah, I do that all the time. He said, didn't they teach you how to drive in Korea when you got here? I said, we don't even have any pavement up there. 25, 30 miles from pavement. He said, well, I got to give you a ticket. If you're in the left-hand lane, you got to turn left.
Oh, no. So at every red light, you were missing that
Yeah,
turn
I
you were
was going
supposed to
straight on
have.
through. So he wrote me up a ticket.
Oh, man.
He said, now what's going to happen to you, we'll be up to your battalion commander when he gets it. I never heard a word from him.
But no, we don't have
We
pavement up
don't
there.
have any pavement. We can't.
I know driving in a foreign country is different. You know, we had to take, you know, when I was stationed in Iraq, we had to take a little driving test book to be able to kind of read their signs and all, but they drive all kind of.
I didn't even see any signs. I don't think they had any there.
They don't.
They just,
Just a red light, you just go.
yeah. I got a load, and I had they were out of trucks, and they had one that they kept for show.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was pretty, no wavy bed, and he had to let me take that thing.
Oh no.
And when they laid bottles of this stuff, you know, those long, tall bottles,
Yeah.
up above the sides of that truck. When I got back, the whole bottom was
Wavy. Oh, that beautiful, pretty truck done
Oh, and
done got the waves.
he was not happy, but you know, there was nothing he could do, and nothing I could do.
That's right. Yeah, I had to go pick it all up. Had to put it in something.
So,
Well, Mr. Ron, I want to thank you for your service, and also thank you for allowing me to come into your home and talk to you a little bit about your time in Korea, and wish you all the best.
you're welcome.
All right.
Glad to do it.